Hello, welcome to GeekyHiJynx, home of the Mischief Makers, and today we're looking at Justice League. The Snyder Cut, a film I've waited for a very long time since I heard about it, and after watching the Whedon version, it couldn't come sooner because I hated the Joss Wheadon version with a passion. I only watched the film once, and that was at the cinema, and I was trying to tell myself after, and I walked out of the cinema, it weren't too bad, but it just ate away all night. I was thinking about it and I thought, that was an awful film, and I was gutted. So let's quickly touch on before what I liked and what I didn't like about this film. Let's touch on the history of this movie. So we all know the story, but if you don't know the full story, I'll touch on it briefly. So Zack Snyder was building this universe up, kind of like Kevin Feige did with Marvel. So he started with Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, and then it led into the Justice League movie. Now, could they have taken their time? Yeah, me personally, Man of Steel 2, then Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, then Justice League. Bang, 5 films, kind of like Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Avengers, that have been perfect. But what this film proves, the Snyder Cut anyway, that you don't need individual standalone films to introduce new characters. Look at Aquaman, look at Flash, look at Cyborg. But anyway, so Zack Snyder, unfortunately, while filming Justice League, suffered a tragedy in his family, and he had to decide, do I continue making this movie, a movie I've worked my arse off to make and build up, or do I spend time with my family? And of course he did the right thing and spent time with his family. And so Warner Brothers were like, we need to replace someone quick and finish the rest of this film. Who can we use? Let's get Joss Wheadon, because he made billions for Marvel. Let's get him on board. And my God, what a mistake that was. Some of the most horrifying things I've ever seen in a superhero film was in Justice League, and it was all from Whedon. And the scene which just cemented my hatred of Joss Whedon's film was Batman's smile. If you've never seen it, all I'm going to say is Batman's smile in the Whedon's cut of the film was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, if you've not seen it, I'll briefly touch on it. Superman flies into the room and Batman's like, and he fangirls. He literally pulls a fangirl face over Superman, and I was like, oh no. And many other moments in the film that I've got, the CG moustache and stupid humor and the Flash and his obsession with brunch. That was like the unfunniest thing, and thank God they took out the Snyder Cut, which proves it wasn't Snyder's idea, I hope. But yeah, Whedon just butchered it, and the film made barely any money. But there was a whisper in the wind of a film called the Snyder Cut, where there was a version on the cutting room floor that had been chopped to pieces by Chef Whedon, and it was like Zack Snyder's cousin. Zack Snyder had his version on the cutting room floor, which he didn't even use, plus more he could have filmed had the tragedy in his family not happened. So what's the film about exactly? I'll touch on it briefly. So essentially it follows on from Batman v Superman. Superman is dead, and Batman's still haunted by the images he saw of a potential future where Superman is on a killing rampage, working for Darkseid, trying to transform the Earth into another apocalypse, which is the homeworld of Darkseid. So to stop this from happening, Batman wants to go around the world recruiting metahumans like Wonder Woman. So he tracks down Aquaman, tracks down Cyborg, and tracks down the Flash in order to fight against this new threat to the Earth. But without Superman on the team, will they succeed? You have to watch the film and find out. So what do I like about this film? My favourite thing about the film is there was no trace of Joss Whedon anywhere. They literally removed every single scene that man created for this film, and it was so much better for it. Gone with the corny jokes and the stupid pratfalls and the stupid imagery and the Batman smile. Just that being removed makes this the greatest film of all time. But just to see Zack Snyder's vision, how he intended the film to be, was great to me. Like, it just blows my mind how night and day these two films are, and I will never watch Joss Whedon's version again because I really hate it that much. It's an awful film, in the bin for life. Couldn't stand it. There was a few good scenes in there, but it was just not the movie none of us wanted. I didn't want it at all. So to see this, a man who had this vision of how he wanted the film to be, just created and for everyone to see, is perfect. I love the fact the characters are fleshed out. Cyborg, why do they cut so many of his scenes out? It's unbelievable. Like, he's a completely different character in this film. Watch the Whedon version. He's just in there you go, I don't like my dad, I made of metal, blah blah. In this film, you see every stage of his thought process, what he can do. He ends up being a really cool character. Basically, every character in this film was better. Batman was better, Wonder Woman was better, and that scene in the beginning with Wonder Woman when she's trying to help the children in that bank or museum, I think it was the bank or a courthouse, I didn't actually know, but I live in London and I didn't recognise the building. I'm terrible. But that scene was better because they didn't butcher the Wonder Woman theme. In the Whedon version, they did like a Wish, like if you were to order the Wonder Woman soundtrack from Wish, that's the soundtrack you got in the Whedon version. But this was the proper like Zack Snyder Wonder Woman theme, and she's going bang 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 bang. Such a cool scene, and in fact all the scenes in this film was so much better. I can't stress to you how much better this film was than the Whedon version. And the villain, Steppenwolf, again, night and day. I'm just going to bash Whedon this entire review. This is what it is. It's like I hate the Whedon version review. That's what I should have called it. But Steppenwolf, in this one, more screen time, looked 1,000 times better, and was a bit more, had more presence, more gravitas. He actually came across more threatening. He didn't look like a bad CGI doofus like he did in the Whedon version. Like when he came on the screen and he was just battering the crap out of people, you're intimidated, thinking, oh god. But then when he goes against the Justice League, such a good fight scene. And there were some jokes, but not dumb jokes. In fact, most of the jokes landed for me. They weren't like, this is hilarious. It was just more like, like it just keeps the energy going. So you got the really epic fight scenes, and you got the humour, and you got the camaraderie and the banter between them all, and like fleshing out the characters. It was such a good film. Now, what did I like about this film? Now, the first thing isn't about the film itself, it's about the future of the films, because I need a sequel. I need sequels. I need this Snyderverse to continue, because seeing what you can do if you give a man 4 hours to flesh out his vision and it just fly by and everyone enjoy it. I've not seen one bad review, and I've written down my review, watched everyone else's reviews. I watched a couple beforehand because I was thinking, oh please be good, and when I saw some reviews beforehand and everyone wasn't liking it, I was thinking yes, so I couldn't wait. But there needs to be a sequel to this, and Warner Brothers, you know what, I can't stand movie studios. They're all dumb. Like, not all of them, but Warner Brothers, you're so stupid. Like, why are you going to reboot Superman? It makes no sense. You got Henry Cavill. He's the Witcher now. Let him be Superman too. Everyone loves Henry Cavill as Superman. You couldn't find an actor who looks more like Superman if you tried. Everyone likes the flashy Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Aquaman. Oh no, Batman? Did I say Batman? Batman, if in case I forget him. Everyone's kind of got used to these characters and knows who plays these characters, and then you're just going to reboot the whole thing with, what's his name, J.J. Abrams. What are you doing? Just give the films back to Zack Snyder. You'll see the viewing figures. People are going to love this film. Look at the reviews. If they reboot the whole like series and start from scratch with Justice League, I ain't got time for that, you know? Because I like this vision of Justice League. I want to see what this continues with, especially when the film ends and you're like, I want to see more of that. But the film's not perfect, you know. It has some moments where it kind of dips, you're like, okay, can I get back to like the story a little bit more? Mainly the scenes of Lois Lane. I like Lois Lane, I like Amy Adams, love what she does with Lois Lane. But those scenes, I'm like, it slows it down a little bit, maybe some bits in the Batcave, just like, look, we can just get along. I'm being really nitpicky, but there were some moments where you're just like, okay, cool, I understand why this is here, but let's get back to the action, shall we? And there were a few CGI moments where you're just like, okay, that kind of looks like a video game. But generally, this film generally looks good all the time, so I can let it off a little bit. Look at Peter Jackson's King Kong. Like, King Kong looks amazing when he's fighting those T-Rexes, great. When he's on the Empire State Building, perfect. There's a few dinosaur effects that aren't all that, so you gotta let some studios off sometimes, and my voice is going. Now, overall, guys, love this film. You probably guessed, like, probably my favourite film of the year so far. And now, yeah, I do more horror films, but as a normal movie that isn't horror, Loved it. Absolutely perfect for me. Like, I love my superhero films, love my horror films. But when a superhero film gets it right, I love it. And I would even dare say this is better than Endgame. And you may disagree with me here, but Endgame was great. Don't get me wrong. But Endgame never had that punch Infinity War did. And I think Captain America Civil War is better than Endgame too. And that's just my opinion. If you disagree, I understand. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But I think Justice League, I enjoyed it more than Endgame, but I loved Endgame. You must understand that. But for me, if I was to like pick 3 movies right now to watch, if I was to pick 5 superhero films I love with a passion: Dark Knight, Spider-Man 2, that's Sam Raimi's one, Captain America Civil War, Infinity War, and now Justice League. But Justice League had it all for me. Great acting, great action, the cinematography, I didn't even touch on that. The film looked beautiful. Wasn't the Whedon version. I could have watched like 10 hours of this film. Thoroughly enjoyed myself, and that's the whole point of watching a movie, to enjoy yourself. Loved it. And on that note, I'm going to give Justice League a gold win. Oh yeah, it's my first gold win movie of the year, and in general, my first one was The Queen's Gambit. Loved that show. But it's my first gold win movie on my channel. Loved it. You may disagree, thinking, oh, I enjoyed it. It's not all that, but a gold win for me is a film I'm going to watch all the time for the rest of my life. I'll buy it on Blu-ray. I'll buy it on 4K when I get a 4K TV. I'm on good old-fashioned 1080 at the moment. But I love this film. I can watch it over and over again. Spider-Man 2, Dark Knight, all gold wins for me. And gold wins are films that I love and I'd watch over and over again. So if you think, yeah, I'd give it 4, 4.5, 3.5, that's perfectly fine. But for me, it's a gold win. So guys, that was my review of Justice League. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was it a snooze fest? Or the greatest film you've ever seen? Come back to the comments to let me know, because I genuinely am interested. And if you like this video, drop me those likes, because it always does help. But until next time, stay out of trouble.